Hi, it's Tara Greene here. Welcome. I'm Agent 129 of the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. So welcome, Cosmic Intelligence Agency fans, fans of my own work, fans from all over the place, however you got here. Welcome, welcome. And I'm smudging you all virtually here because we're going to need it. No, I'm just kidding. If you haven't been here before, I'm going to talk about how this works, give you a little overview. So every month for maybe a couple of years now, I've been doing this monthly live broadcast where I use astrology and tarot because I do both. And so I will talk about the astrology first. I'm going to go over all the aspects, the major aspects coming up this month, give a little synopsis, little overview. And then I'm going to use the major arcana. There are 22 major arcana in the tarot. And I use these because they are like the archetypes or the angels, the guardians, right? And sometimes I sneak an extra one or two in there if you know about that. And then I will pull one card for each sign, so you have to be patient, okay? I am going to start with Aries, of course, as the beginning of the zodiac, and then we'll move right through to Pisces. So please be patient. I'm not sure that I can see the chat here. I wasn't even sure we were going to be on StreamYard, but excuse me, here we are. Okay, so here we are. We're moving from the month of Aquarius. There we go. I have the star card here. This is from the top tarot on my deck. And so we're moving from the month of Aquarius into Pisces. Okay, so how's everybody doing? It is a new moon. The new moon is today. If you're over east, it is the Chinese Lunar New Year of the water tiger, which is very appropriate with Jupiter in Pisces. And of course, you know, the Chinese zodiac is very ancient. It's over 5,000 years old. It's a totally continuous line. It's believed by 2 billion basically people in China who put a lot of store in it. I'm sure they're having big celebrations and gung hai fat choy to you. So it really aligns this year with Jupiter in Pisces. So of course Jupiter usually takes a year generally to go through a sign. Okay, so happy New Year, and it's great for all Pisces. And the news was, of course, it's very fertile and expansive. And the news was that Rihanna is pregnant and she's a Pisces, and Jupiter just crossed her sun in May, July, and just recently as well. So the new moon, it is February the 1st. I'm in Toronto, Canada here, so I'm on Eastern Standard Time. So hi to all the Cosmic Intelligence Agency astrologers and people in Australia and all over the world. The new moon, the dark of the moon, actually my favorite new moon time is because it's the time of setting new intentions. We're in the great void, the dark of the moon. I was born on a new moon. So if you're born on a new moon, you're always going to align mainly with that kind of energy, okay? Very internal. So the new moon, 12 degrees of Aquarius conjunct Saturn. So this is a very serious, very sobering new moon, and it is, of course, squaring Uranus and Taurus, which is the major astrological push-pull throughout 2021, but it's still going to continue for most of this year. So you'll see this highlighted in the news right now, especially with people protesting. I'm up in Canada. I'm sure you heard about the truck convoy for freedom that was moving across Canada in Ottawa. They were there all weekend, and I'm totally supportive of them pushing for freedom. And we've had enough of the mask mandates and the lockdowns here in Canada. So you're going to see Aquarius revolution starting especially this month because, you know, it is the time of the U.S. first Pluto return, which starts actually February 20th. Okay, there'll be 3 of them this year. But let's get to the overview here. Mercury's still retrograde right now in Capricorn. It will start turning direct on the 3rd. Venus is stationary. She just stationed a few days ago as well. So after February the 3rd, things can start to move ahead. Okay, the full moon on the 16th is at 27 degrees of Leo, which was traditionally conjunct the fixed star Regulus, an archangel star. And it's squaring the nodes, the north node in Taurus, the south node in Scorpio. So that's also a very critical karmic lunation for royals, for elites, for guillotines. I realize Taurus rules the neck. Saturn in Aquarius rules death, as does Scorpio in the south node. And I guess, you know, Prince Andrew is going to go to trial at some point soon, too, in the U.S. Okay, February 20th. I know the media is saying February 22nd because they love, and I love, the February 22nd to 22 numerology as well, but it's actually technically my Virgo South Node says it is on the 20th at 27 plus degrees Capricorn, first of three. February 22nd, of course, is that great numerology, 2, 2, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2. Very nice. It actually reduces to 12 and 3. And then again, all planets moving direct February the 3rd. Ceres, the dwarf planet, enters Gemini on the 9th, and Pallas Athena enters Aries on February 13th, 14th. And of course, there's going to be a very beautiful Venus-Mars conjunction on the 16th. And so really, you shouldn't have Valentine's Day on the 14th. Have it on the 16th this year. Got to work with those planets in divine timing. So again, today, the new moon is at 9:45 p.m. PST tonight, January 31st, just after this broadcast. It is at February the 1st at 12:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and at 5:45 a.m. GMT. So I'm going to do my new moon ceremony later tonight. Mercury again turns stationary direct in Capricorn conjunct Pluto. Again, very powerful. So whatever ideas and things you've been going through since Mercury moved from Aquarius into Capricorn as well, I hope you've had time to rethink. And of course, with Venus still stationary, it's going to take until the beginning of March until she bypasses her retrograde stationary degree. All right. On the 4th, Mars and Jupiter in Pisces are sextile each other. That's a nice supportive aspect. The Sun conjoins Saturn in Aquarius at 15 degrees. The 15th degree of any sign is always the most powerful. So the Sun conjunct Saturn is really highlighting that Saturnine serious energy. So again, there could be some government pullbacks, but also rebellion, challenges. Saturn rules Aquarius, but puts structure into the rebellion. So you might see that in the world as well. I know everybody thought Aquarius was going to be all, rainbows and light, but, Aquarius is about the needs of the individual. So it's and the alternative. So it's very important to look for the alternative to the mainstream. That is what Aquarius is all about. Okay. And in Saturn, this is the test. It's a pretty serious test. Okay. February the 6th, Mars and Capricorn squares Chiron and Aries at 9 plus degrees. So again, Chiron and Aries, with Mars, Mars rules Aries. So again, that the warrior he's exalted in Capricorn. Chiron and Aries defensive moves there. So again, but also it can be an opportunity to be very vulnerable and open. You can use any square to do good things with. Okay, don't be afraid of squares. All right, February 11th. That's 2/11. 2022, another magic number day. Mercury conjunct Pluto at 27 degrees, and that's right on the U.S. Pluto return degree. So we've already been seeing the U.S. Pluto return in progress. There will be a revolution. There will be a civil war. I'm predicting that the U.S. will actually break up, but it's not necessarily going to be this year. We've got another couple of years for things to kind of fall apart. Let's put it that way. February the 14th, Mercury enters Aquarius again. So we're moving ahead into Aquarius energy. I don't know about you, but I find when Mercury goes retrograde in an air sign, because it rules things that move in the air, like thoughts and ideas and communications and social media, that is way worse. Okay, so we're almost out of that one. Okay, on the 17th, Jupiter sextiles Uranus. Again, the day to think outside the box, kind of, the big light bulb goes on. On the 18th, Pisces season begins at 11:43 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So again, Pisces, time for you to shine. This is the card of Pisces in the tarot. It's the moon, number 18. On the 23rd, Mars and Capricorn sextiles Neptune and Mercury sextiles Chiron. Sorry, did I jump ahead there? Sorry, the 20th, back to the 20th. Sorry, how can I miss that? Okay. The U.S. first Pluto return, again, very, very critical, very important, 27 degrees Capricorn. Again, this degree will be hit again in July as Pluto is retrograde again right at the end of the year. But, the effects linger on. On the 23rd, Mars and Capricorn sextile Neptune. So that's very nice and dreamy and quite romantic. Did I miss? Sorry, I'm going to go back here. My head's a little bit mixed up. February 16th, that Venus-Mars conjunction in Capricorn. Okay, really important, very beautiful. Whenever Venus and Mars come together, that's when you want to celebrate romance and beauty. And it's serious. You want to make a long-term commitment. of any kind. It's when you take responsibility. It's when you commit to someone. You go, here you are. This is the one. I'm going to make that commitment to get married, to get engaged. Always great on a Venus-Mars conjunction in Capricorn. You know, it carries weight, right? They will meet again, actually, at 0 Aquarius in March. So if you don't do it this time, you get a second chance. And you don't always get second chances. All right. So the 23rd. Sorry, let's get back to the 20th here. Sorry, the 22nd. Oh, God, my head's all over the place today. On February 22nd, there's going to be a lot of worldwide spiritual events because people want to align with those numerologies. Now, of course, since we started the 21st century, we are overall governed by the number 2, which is called the High Priestess in the Tarot, for 1,000 years. So this is the era of duality, complementary opposites, not polar opposites, complementary opposites. This is the 1,000 years of listening to your intuition, of honoring the goddess, the divine feminine again, and seeing beyond the veils of illusion. So that's a lot of 2s. That's a lot of high priestesses, all those 2s in a row. And the number 22, of course, is the number of enlightenment in the tarot. It is the symbol of the Fool. 22 is also 0 in the tarot. It's the Fool. So again, I think there's things going on in Egypt. There's probably spiritual things going on all over the world. I had an amazing spiritual occurrence myself on February 22nd years ago, where I encountered a starbird. And you can read about that on my blog. All right, so the 23rd, Mars in Capricorn sextile Neptune, dreamy but practical. And then Mercury sextiles Chiron, again, talking about the wounds. On the 24th, a dreamy romance and projection day is Venus sextiles Neptune and Pisces. So it's good to remember your dreams. I hope you've all been paying attention to your dreams. This is the year of dream healing for sure. Mercury in Aquarius squares Uranus. Okay. Sorry for getting mixed up there. All right. Okay, so this is the good part. You've probably been waiting for this. I'm going to shuffle my tarot cards. I have my special Herkimer diamond here. I'm going to smudge the cards again. And so I'm going to just kind of tune in for a moment to each sign. So if you know your sun sign, everybody knows their sun sign, and your moon sign and your ascendant, please, you can look up what those are, or any planet. Venus, Mars. You know, this is the month of love. It's Valentine's Day coming up. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm going to also connect to my own chakras, my own guardian angels. So whenever you're going to pull tarot, the way I recommend is you put your feet on the floor, take a deep breath, tune in, put your hand on your heart, think about what you want. What happens to me is I feel literally my crown chakra open. It starts to pulse. All right, so Aries, you get the Tower. Okay, now this is Mars. I think you can see that it has the symbol of the planet Mars right there. So very appropriate here. You know, the tarot is all about synchronicity. So the wake-up call, you know, now I have to mention then for Aries, you need to get ready because Jupiter will also jump into Aries on May the 10th this year. So get ready because this is going to be your big sort of appetizer this year. And Mars will be in Aries until October the 29th. And then it's going to enter again right at the end of the year and be in Aries for part of the year. It's just that we're getting half and half kind of this year with Jupiter kind of crossing over one sign to the other. So for an Aries, the wake-up call, what do you need to burn down? You know, what are you so mad as hell about? I'm not going to take it anymore. That's from that old classic film Network. Everybody should rewatch that movie right now. So pissed off, you know, get rid of anything old that's, you know, you're cluttering up your mind, your furniture, your whatever, your relationships, you know, especially all the Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde are good for, you know, cleaning house, getting rid of all that stuff. But this can be a mind-blowing realization as well, you know, the Tower. It's usually seen as destructive. Of course, it is the energy that the U.S. unfortunately, or fortunately, I mean, unfortunately for the thousands of innocent people who died, but it was what happened at 9/11. The U.S. was living this card, the Tower, the wake-up call. This is where the ego gets destroyed, actually. All right. So Aries, bring on the new vision. Okay. All right. So Taurus, Taurus. So again, if you have planets at 10, 11 degrees, Taurus right now, that's where Uranus is. You want to pay special attention. Okay, so Taurus, you get the universe here. Now, the universe, the number 21, or the world card, is ruled by Saturn. So you can see this is the Thoth Tarot deck. The reason I like this deck is because it has the astrology symbols on it, right? So taking responsibility, being really serious, being mature, growing up, learning Saturn's hard knocks, lessons. You know, he's the meter out of time. He's the god of limitations, of obstacles, of, you know, roadblocks and all that stuff. You know, how much do you really want to get to that goal? You know, Saturn's going to make you sweat real hard until you get it, but then you prove you're worthy. Okay, and that's an old-fashioned concept, but certainly still stands. You know, the 10,000 hours of practice time that the Beatles had to play to be as great as they were, you know, besides being geniuses. So it also represents the end of a journey. So finishing up, especially during these retrogrades, finishing up work, career, lessons, karmic lessons. Saturn rules karma. Finishing up those karmic lessons now and going, okay, been there, done that. Next, let's start something completely new and completely different. Okay, so Taurus, you have to go with the flow. Again, Uranus, the cosmic cattle prod, is saying resistance is futile. It's only going to hurt if you hold on longer. Okay, all right, Geminis. All right, so the North and South nodes have left Gemini and Sagittarius, and now they're in Taurus and Scorpio. Taurus is the North node. That's where we have to head collectively and personally. And the South node is what we're releasing, but we can also draw on, okay? All right, so Geminis, you get the Hermit. Now, a Gemini Hermit, what would that look like? So the Hermit is actually associated with Gemini because it is the sign relating to Virgo, and Mercury rules both Gemini and Virgo. So you need to take some time out, Gemini. You need to stop. You need to pause. You need to take inventory. You need to take stock. You need to get perfecting your game. This also relates to your health. So perhaps you should watch your health and especially watch what you eat, because Virgo rules the upper digestive system. There is medical astrology making a strong comeback right now. Each sign governs a body part, and that is your weak spot. So write, reflect, listen to your inner wisdom, listen to your inner wise guide. If you're feeling alone and solitary and cut off, the Hermit is a wonderful companion and a guide, because you are never alone. The Hermit is your own inner wisdom, which you can tap into at any time. And so definitely do that. He's usually traditionally an old man with a gray beard in profile, holding the lamp of the soul, the lamp of your inner light, the lamp of wisdom, Sophia. So listen to your inner wisdom. Again, it's the number 9, Gemini. So you may have to also finish up, tidy up any loose ends before you can get ready to go on. So spend time until you get all that stuff done. Okay. No more shilly-shallying around. Okay. So Gemini, you get to be the Hermit, the wise elder. So grow up a bit, Hermit Geminis. Okay. That would be a good thing. All right. Hermit Geminis. What a concept. Okay. All right. You always learn something new with the tarot, I have to say. All right, so Cancer. So, of course, Cancers resonate with all full moons. All right, so Cancer, you get the number 5 here, which is the Hierophant or the Pope. It is Taurus energy. So Cancer and Taurus, earth and water energies, they're feminine, receptive, they work well together. So this is about speaking your truth. Cancer, mothers, caretakers, nurturers, you know, all kinds of people can be mothers, working with women, working with children, nurses, speak your truth. So whatever you feel you're restricted, you can't say, this is urging you to speak up, okay? The number 5 is traditionally in the tarot a bit of a sticky wicket number. You are being tested. You know, people usually have 5-year plans. So this may also be for Cancer. Do you want to keep going on the 5-year plan you've been on? Do you want to stop and change direction right now? The number 5, of course, is Venus's symbol. You can see the 5-pointed star there representing Venus. This is the upward pointing pentagram symbol that she makes as she goes through her 8-year cycle in the sky. So invoke love. Taurus, ruled by Venus, of course. That's the way that they symbolize her on the Hierophant. A priest of love, a dynamic, embodied, sensuous, Cancer, take care of your body, indulge, give yourself a wonderful bath, a massage, whatever it is you need, good food, fine wine, buy yourself something beautiful. Like Tauruses love to indulge in that. Cancers have trouble receiving. So all of the above, okay? And stand your ground, okay? Be stubborn. Boundaries. Taurus is about boundaries, okay? Okay, so now, Leo. All right, so Leos. You get the Magician here. So the Magician, the number one card, is like the planet Mercury. Again, Mercury is still retrograde. So use the next few days until the 3rd when Mercury stations, when it's the most powerful. All planets, when they turn direction, whether turning retrograde or moving direct, are at their most powerful because they're virtually standstill in the sky. So Leos, thinking, communication, social media, what have you got to say? You're strong leaders, you're big-hearted, you're courageous, you're daring. Whatever it is you need to say, could be new ideas, juggling all kinds of new possibilities as well. New beginnings, new inceptions. It is your ability to focus your mind. That's your magic wand. The conscious and the unconscious mind together to creating what you want. That is the power of positive intention. Okay, that is really the law of attraction. You create that. So lots of new beginnings for you, Leos. Also, tricksters may need to lighten up a little bit, and get a few tricks in there. Be the trickster, be the joker. Entertain some people. Make people feel better. Feels like it's a positive light energy as well. Okay, so Virgo. Okay, so Virgo, with Jupiter opposite your sign, it can also be really beneficial for you. Okay, all right. So Virgo. Well, you get the devil here. All right. So better the devil you know than the one you don't is the old saying. The devil is like Capricorn. Okay. Now, again, so Mercury, your ruling planet in Capricorn right now. So you could be feeling like your mind is playing tricks on you or bedeviling you. I'm certainly feeling that today. Not buying into what seems to be concrete reality, Virgo. Okay. Not believing that everything's just on the physical plane. And I think that's a good lesson that Jupiter in Pisces is certainly teaching you, or trying to teach you. Jupiter is the teacher, that there's not just the trying to be perfect on the physical plane. You got to remember that you're already perfect. You're an eternal soul. And so remember that to balance yourself out. So Capricorn can be, getting caught up in getting angry and pissed off, selling your soul to the devil as well. What are you selling out to, Virgo? That's another thing that you want to maybe look at. Also your career, the devil as Capricorn rules your career. But ultimately what this card is about laughing at fear, laughing at temptation, laughing at, I'm not going to be seduced by false gods. Carl Jung again said that there's only two emotions. There is either love, which is what the devil doesn't represent. The devil and the lovers are opposite. There's either love, the lovers, the number 6 card, which is the number of 2022, by the way, or there's fear, and the devil represents fear and separation, just like it does as Lucifer in the Bible. Those are all symbolic stories. So laugh at the devil, laugh at your own devils, laugh at what's demonizing you, stand your ground against them, send them love. You can only be caught into the dark or the demonic or in fear when you go into fear. If you send love to any kind of apparition of negative energy, they can't get you. Okay. It's not that you're loving the demons. It's just that you're sending them love because they themselves are, in bad shape. Let's put it that way. Okay, so Virgo, the devil. All right. Could be a boss that's driving you crazy as well, by the way. Okay, so Libra. Libra. All right, let's see what Libra gets. Okay, Libra, you get your own sign here. You get the scales of justice, of course. Now, these are the famous scales that the Egyptian goddess Mot, used to weigh your heart after you were deceased. Because the Egyptians, used to keep these canopic jars with the 4 organs in it. And your heart was weighed against her ostrich feather crown. And so if your heart was heavier than her ostrich feather, then you had to go back to earth and reincarnate until your heart could get to be as light as a feather. And then once you came back again, if your heart was as light as a feather and those scales balanced out, well, then you could just go on into eternal life. And that was fantastic. So Libra, you get your own sign here. You know, of course, Venus, your ruling planet, meeting up with Mars on the 16th is going to be really good for you. And then again, when they meet again. But so find a place to get some balance in this crazy out of whack world these days, whatever works for you. It also does mean new relationships opening up, new possibilities in terms of connecting with business, with networking, being the peacemaker, the go-between, the ambassador, you know, bringing some nice, which is, there's nothing wrong with nice. I know Libras are hated upon these days in the Twitter Astro world and by Gen Zs, my daughter tells me. But, you know, Libra, everybody has Libra somewhere in their charts. And so we need that sense of justice. That's really what Libra is all about. So bringing justice and fairness and balance and really looking that everything has two sides. We're into this polarity where both sides do not get to speak the truth. And that is just plain wrong. Whatever your truth is, you cannot deny, you cannot suppress one side. Whether you don't agree with it, that's fine. You're free to disagree. But to have balance and intelligence, you got to remember Libra is an air sign. You have to be able to hear both sides of the picture. Okay. All right. All right. So Scorpio. Now the South Node has just entered your sign. So the focus is going to be on you for the next while. Okay. And a lot of releasing, a lot of letting go, which is hard for Scorpios because you're a fixed sign. All right. So Scorpio, you get the lovers here, the number 6. Okay. So again, 2022 adds up to 6. This is the vibration of this year. This is a year of love, love, love. Okay. And it should be as well. Now, so Scorpio, finding that inner balance, the inner lover, everybody has to do that work, that mental, physical, emotional, spiritual work within themselves. The number 6 is symbolized by the 6-pointed star, which is associated with the Jewish star, but it's actually a much more ancient symbol that comes from India. You'll see it on the Sri Yantra, the symbol of enlightenment. Again, the balance of heaven and earth. So what brings you into that sense of balance, Scorpio? You know, it can, of course, also indicate new relationships, new love coming into your life. But you may have to release any old attachments or obsessions or anything you don't want to let go of. You know, Scorpio is kind of infamous for that. Before you can get a new breath of fresh air, because Gemini is the lovers, okay? So having new communications around love, maybe being more loving to yourself and your self-talk, that might be also a really good thing to do. Or being a kind of media consultant, or your words having meaning going into the outside world is another meaning for this as well. So the lovers, you know, bring more love into the world. What the world needs now is love. Okay. So Sag. Okay, so Sagittarius, Jupiter, your ruling planet is in Pisces. So it's actually also a good year for you. All right, so Sagittarius. You get this card. Okay. Now you're going, I know people usually react like, what is that? And they have a kind of rather negative reaction because it's on a black background. And this is a very special card in the 22 major arcana, which is based on the Tree of Life, which is the Kabbalah in Jewish mystical tradition. There is actually an 11th. There's 10 major Sephirot on the Tree of Life. There is an 11th invisible one, and that's what this one represents, and it's called Da'at. And it is, I always believe, the sign of your holy guardian angel. Kind of, I like to call this the calling card from your guardian angel. So saying, here I am, you know, you just have to call me and I'm there and I'll give you the highest wisdom, the highest, most spiritual, angelic guidance there is. So Sagittarius, definitely meditate, definitely pay attention to your dreams, definitely, incubate dreams before you go to sleep at night. So before you go to sleep at night, you tell yourself, I will be awake in my dreams. I will remember my dreams. And then when you wake up, it only takes 30 seconds to lose a dream. You stop and you stay in your body. So instead of, if you don't jump out of bed, maybe set your alarm 5 minutes sooner. I know this is difficult for some people to do if you have babies or dogs or whatever, or you tend to sleep in. But anyway, just stay in your body and go, wait, where was I right now? Where was my soul? Because when we're dreaming, our souls are awake. You know, there's a saying that, you know, the world that we think is reality is just a dream to our soul. Okay. So pay attention to your higher self, always check in with it, always get, you know, is this the right thing to do from your higher self, from your soul wisdom, not your ego, not the chitter chatter in your mind. Sagittarians have monkey minds, you know. So this is really good, very optimistic. Jupiter Pisces brings spirituality and psychic energy and creativity and expansion and opportunities to put out your creativity there, okay, and to be inspiring and to bring that kind of beautiful spiritual energy that Sagittarians also aspire to, and they teach. So walk your talk, Sagittarius, as well, okay? All right, so Capricorn. All right. Yeah, you know that Saturn, your ruling planet, is in Aquarius, so we're all still under Saturn's rule here. Okay, so Capricorn, you get the Chariot. So this is the opposite of Capricorn. It is associated with the sign of Cancer, the number 7 here, Capricorn. You may not be feeling very solid and balanced in the driver's seat right now, and so this card is saying you need to get back and get centered. So that circle, that wheel that the charioteer is holding is the wheel of karma. So that's like the external world. So instead of feeling like, whoa, I'm dizzy, I'm being spun around by the world, which I certainly am feeling these days, you need to get centered. The Chariot is very protective, so you need some boundaries. Again, this energy is very intense if you have planet, sun, moon, any planets of the latter degrees of Capricorn, and certain generations do. Pluto is hitting all of them really hard. So that sense of, I need to protect myself, I need to have boundaries. You know, Capricorns are usually pretty well boundaried, but this can also point to the, you know, the work nurture balance, you know, especially for women or anybody who has to take care of families, elders, you know, Saturn rules elders, or young children, kids, people who are nurses. People are feeling really pulled apart between their jobs and, you know, putting food on the table. You know, what do you need to find some balance there so you can feel like you can ride these crests and troughs in the waves of life? This is about health as well, getting nurturing yourself. Make sure you eat really well. This is Cancer, eat really well. Be with family, get support, whoever supports you emotionally. Maybe this is a time when you feel like you can let your emotions out. You know, it would be a good time to do that because you would feel safe. You know, Cancer is the shell, you know, like a crab, of course, a turtle, a lobster, any shellfish, a shrimp, you know, anything that's in a shell, a turtle, the symbol of North America, and a Vishnu, actually. So, you know, maybe you need to crawl into your shell for a while and nurture yourself. So if that's what you need to get back on track, Capricorn, then do that, okay? Also, it's a great visualization. I love this card as a meditation and visualization to imagine that you're putting on gold armor from head to toe to protect yourself. Okay, it's got jewels on it. It's got the 12 jewels for the 12 signs on it. And you can see the charioteer has a crab crown there. Okay, so, all right. So making sure that, you know, Capricorn, you do tap into your emotions because Capricorn is traditionally the goat and the fish. So it does deep down have a very emotional connection to the waters of the unconscious. And maybe that's what you need to nurture right now so you don't feel so stressed out. Okay. All right. So Aquarius. Aquarius. Okay. So Aquarius. So today, of course, if you have planets around 12 degrees Aquarius, it's kind of like a new moon for you. All right. So Aquarius, you get the number 20 here, which is called the Aeon in this deck. Traditionally, it's Judgment Day. This is, again, a non-traditional deck, basically, the Thoth Tarot. So the Judgment Day can also be called an awakening. So Aquarius, what do you need to wake up to? If you've been sleeping, if you're not really paying attention, you know, this is a sign of a rebirth, of releasing yourself from the old. It is a symbol of the inner child. So Aquarius, maybe you need to remember your inner child that needs to play and needs to have fun and needs to be creative because, you know, Aquarius tends to be a kind of a technical, kind of, you know, detached, quite scientific, overviewed in my estimation sign. And so, you know, it rules cryptocurrencies, it rules revolution, freedom. So there has to be a new insight, a new beginning, like a fresh start to any kind of revolution or freedom that Aquarius is bringing to the world. So it can be quite innocent and quite like seeing the world through new open eyes, you know? So Aquarius, we need your fresh vision here to help us really move into the age of Aquarius. It is going to be a very tumultuous age. I don't believe the age of Aquarius has really started yet. Yes, you know, when Jupiter Saturn came together, December 21st, 2020, it did kind of was the harbinger of a 20-year and a longer, almost 200-year cycle of those two planets meeting in air signs. But I'm betting on Pluto entering Aquarius in 2024 to really kick off the jams in that one. So give birth to whatever newness you can in your life, Aquarius. Okay. All right. And now Pisces. Okay, so Pisces, again, this is your best year in 12, but you know, a Jupiter return can be too much of a good thing. So let's see what you got here. Okay, but you know, let's see, you get the Emperor here. All right, so Pisces, the Emperor, the number 4 is like the sign of Aries ruled by Mars. So Pisces, this is about a new beginning. This is about a new structure. The number 4 has to do with the foundation and definitely working with the 4 elements. You know, when it is the Chinese New Year, they work with 5 elements in Feng Shui. The West uses 4. Once there was a 5th too, which they call ether or spirit, but of course we're in a secular age right now. But the number 4, working with the 4 elements. So our bodies are made of the 4 elements: fire, earth, air, water is the order in astrology. So paying attention to all of that, you know, earth is the spirit. Sorry, fire is the spirit, earth is the body, air is the breath, and water is the emotion. So make sure you're tuning into all of those emotions and not neglecting them. It's also saying that Jupiter in Pisces right now is going to bring you a new beginning. It's Aries. It's the first sign of the zodiac. It's time for action. It's time for acting on your beliefs. It's time to act from your spirituality, from your dreams, from your creativity, from your visions, to bring that beautiful Pisces sense of unity. We're all one. This is at the highest level. Jupiter in Pisces can bring people to this epiphany that we're all one. What is this illusion of separation and division all about? That's not real. It's definitely fake news. So understanding that reality and going, okay, this is what turns me on. It's Aries, it's Mars, it's Eros, it's erotic, it's passion, it's strength, it's courage, it's daring, it's about breaking free. So the king or the emperor archetype was always a shaman traditionally. Even King Arthur was considered like a shaman in English mythology. So be the wise king. Put that crown on your head, Pisces. You know, feel that exaltation that you have right now. Really set a new foundation, a new beginning. This card can also represent a boss. So maybe you're going to start your own business, become your own boss. That's a good thing. Come out from behind the scenes. Jupiter in Pisces opens all the doors. So you want to go for those opportunities right now. And it can also indicate that maybe you need to prep for when Jupiter enters Aries, and that might be even better for you. So be the king of your own domain, Pisces. Okay. All right. I always find that this goes way too fast for me because I love it so much. I love connecting to you. I can't see your chats on this StreamYard, but I will get back to them. I'll go on Facebook and I'll answer them. So sending you many, many blessings. I'm also inviting you to join me tomorrow night, February the 1st, to join me for a free event that I'm going to do for the new moon on my YouTube channel. So I'll put a link in for that. Please join me on that. And please subscribe to Time Lords Magazine and become a member of the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. And there's more great stuff to come, more webinars all the time. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, Cosmic Intelligence Agency, and everybody out there who's watched, sending you a very, very blessed February. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.